You know how parents get, my kid's better than yours. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. You guys cheated. My dad, he got in everybody's face. You tell me I'm fucking cheating? My kid cheated? Look at the fucking weights on the car.
This is a fucking calamity!
Welcome back to Achieving Failure. Jesus. Welcome back to Joyful Calamity, formerly known as Achieving Failure. I am your terrible host who did not give intros in the previous episodes, but this week we have Joey back as we get down to talking about getting kicked out of the Boy Scouts at the Pinewood Derby. Be sure to check out all new episodes of Achieving Failure, which we are also bringing back, in which we will be bringing you nostalgic events and products from yesteryear. For all the upcoming episodes, they will be under the same YouTube page. However, for our friends streaming the audio, they will be separated, but you can still find us on all major names, including Spotify. Please excuse the terrible audio and video setup. We are not professionals at all. However, before we get started, if you do like the content that we're putting out, if you please would hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and for those streaming, hit that follow button. And now, on to our show.
So you're talking about your Pinewood Derby. So you were also in the Boy Scouts. You were actually in the Boy Scouts.
I was.
And you were in for how long? You were in for a couple of years, or how long? How long were you in the Boy Scouts for?
4 months.
But that's impressive.
Yeah, I got kicked out after 4 months. I didn't really care for it, honestly. I mean, I didn't like any of the other kids. I didn't like going over to the parents' houses. I didn't like any of it. Couldn't stand it. And all of a sudden they said, well, we're going to have the Pinewood Derby race. I had no fucking idea what that meant. All I heard was race. So what are we racing? I mean, what is this? Oh, well, we give you these kits, and all it is a chunk of 2x4 wood and 4 wheels with little tacks and like a decal kit. And then it comes with lead weights.
It was a piece of pine.
Yeah, pine.
Hence the...
So, I'm thinking, this is pretty cool. We get to build our own car, get to paint it however we like, and, decorate it. And for the people that don't know about Pinewood Derby racing, you're allowed to have a set amount of lead in the car. So you got to cut a little chunk out of the wood and insert the lead, and as long as the car makes its weight, it's fine. So, my dad being an old race car driver and, build anything, fix anything kind of guy, he says, Joey, we're going to win this race. This is how we're going to do it. And, I think I was 10 years old at the time, and look at things the way they were written because I was 10 years old. Well, it's got to weigh this much, and it has to, it can be any design you want. It just has to make the weight. So that's all I was focused on, making the weight. So my dad says, we're going to build this car, and I'm going to shape it like a NASCAR. It's going to look exactly like, a stock car. And we're going to paint it black just like Dale Earnhardt, because that was our favorite race car driver. And we'll call it the Intimidator, just like he was. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is great. So, I'm in the garage with my dad. We're shaping this car up, figuring it out. He says, the weight of the paint is going to make the car heavier. We can't use more lead than they give us. So, that being said, my dad finishes the car and he lays like 10 coats of this thick black lacquer paint on it. And I think, wow, this thing's, it's beautiful. And he goes, it's not done yet. We got clear coat. Like, clear coat? What? More paint? He lays on another 10 coats of clear. I mean, this car is heavy without the lead in it. Then we go and pick up the lead because, it had to be distributed to everybody. And you had to place it on the car where it could be read. Because each little square, you'd break off a square. Yeah. And you could place it anywhere. All we did was we cut a hole in the bottom of the car and placed it in between the front and rear tires. So you could flip the car over and you could easily see how much lead we had. We didn't end up using all the lead that they gave us. You know, it was kind of my dad's way of saying, you know, we can build anything better than anybody else, and we don't even need all the lead, you know. So, of course, the car wins the race. I mean, smokes everybody. I mean, these guys, some of them just cut like into a triangle shape, look at a doorstop, you know, and
I remember seeing some ugly fucking design. I mean, like, there were some really cool designs, but there was like literally just shoe stops with wheels.
I'm pretty sure my dad still has the car because it was such a big deal. Like, my mom was pissed. They lost adult friends over this. Car smashes everybody, wins by a mile, and immediately, you know how parents get, you know, my kid's better than yours. There's no way, blah blah blah. You guys cheated. I mean, my dad, he got in everybody's face. You tell me I'm fucking cheating? My kid cheated? Look at the fucking weights on the cars. And he's, you know, jamming it in everybody's face. Count the fucking weights. That car's underweight. And everybody says, we want that car weighed. You hid weight inside of it. So my dad takes his flathead screwdriver and he pries all the lead weights out of it. And he says, where am I hiding weights? There's nowhere to hide weights on this car. It's half the size of everybody else's car. And, you know, nobody could wrap their head around it that, yeah, we did cheat. But they couldn't figure out how. The car weighed so much with all the paint. I mean, if you looked at this car, it looked like you could reach inside of it and grab something out of that black paint. I mean, it was just deep and shiny and beautiful. And, yeah, so I got kicked out of the Boy Scouts right after that race. I got my trophy, though, and my pin. But they said, we just ask that you guys don't come anymore.
This is joyful